Okay, well, welcome to the July Revere Board of Health meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So my name is Dr. Drew Bunker. I'm the chair of the Board of Health, and with me tonight is Kathleen Savage, who's a board member to my left, and then Viviana Catano, who's the other board member on my right. Invited municipal staff as Lauren Buck, who's Director of Public Health, Michael Wells, who's the Health Agent and Director of Inspectional Services, and Paula Sepulveda, who's the Board of Health Clerk. First thing we're going to do tonight is review and approve the minutes from June. I'm just going to ask the other board members if they approve the minutes. Kathleen?
I approve the minutes of the June meeting.
Yep. Viviana?
I approve the minutes.
Great, thank you. Next is the Public Health Communicable Monthly Report with Lauren Buck.
Thanks, Dr. Bunker. You can see from our Communicable Monthly Report table that we actually have a pretty low burden of communicable diseases this month. Our COVID burden is still a little high. We have 87 confirmed cases and 33 probable. It's very consistent with what you're seeing in the news that Massachusetts is seeing a spike in COVID and upper respiratory related illnesses. Again, we just want to remind everyone, if you're not feeling well, to stay home and take proper precautions if you're not feeling well. Lastly, for public health updates from the Massachusetts Department of Public Health from July 18th, the Massachusetts Department of Health has confirmed that an adult resident from Worcester County who recently traveled internationally was diagnosed with measles in early July 2024. This is the first confirmed case of measles in a Massachusetts resident since early 2020. People who may have been exposed to measles from this case have already been contacted and provided appropriate public health recommendations. The Department of Public Health urges anyone who does not know their measles immunization status to contact their healthcare provider to get vaccinated with at least one dose of the MMR vaccine. Healthcare providers who suspect measles should call DPH at 617-983-6800 immediately for recommendations and testing guidance. Providers in Boston should call the Boston Public Health Commission at 617-534-5611 if they have any questions. And providers in Revere can always call us at 781-485-8486. That's it. Thank you.
Sorry, what was your question there, sir? I can't see why you can't record it. Yeah. It is being recorded on Revere TV as well. Just to make you aware, but yeah. Okay. Next part of this meeting is going to be the Inspectional Services Monthly Report with Michael Wells.
Thank you, Dr. Bunker. July numbers for inspectional services on the Interior Housing Division. We issued 121 certificates of fitness, 38 certificate of fitness re-inspections. We did 8 interior complaints, 1 pool and spa inspection, 1 re-inspection for pools, and 3, that was that, for interior housing. On the food inspection division, we conducted 36 routine inspections, 8 re-inspections, 6 complaint inspections, 2 pre-opening inspections, 35 temporary food inspections, and 2, that was that one. On the exterior sanitation division, we issued 127 violations for accumulation of trash and garbage, 4 violations for carts out at improper time, 76 violations for overflowing dumpsters, 343 violations for improper storage and placement of trash, 1 violation for improper signage on property, and 75 violations for unclean, unsanitary land, which is overgrowth, which is a big decrease from last month. And 1 violation for unsafe structure. That concludes the inspectional services report.
Great, thank you, Michael. Next is we're going to discuss the Body Art licensing. I'm going to have Lauren do that.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Bunker. So we have 2 body art licenses for your for your review tonight. We have an individual practitioner application from Catherine Paguro. She is the proprietor of Cat Beauty Co., which is on 207 Squire Road. We have an individual practitioner application and an establishment application for Cat Beauty Co., again on 207 Squire Road. She submitted her application for both of these on June 2nd. We did her inspection on July 23rd, so a couple of days ago. She passed for both the individual practitioner application and the establishment application. So for both, we recommend that the board approve her license.
Yes, I'm going to approve the license. Other board members?
I approve it also.
Great,
I
thank you.
approve as well.
Okay, the final license that we were going to have you vote on tonight was a chicken keeping license for a resident on Broad Sound Ave. We don't have that before you today. We did an initial inspection of the property, and there are some things that the owner needs to change before we can have his license approved. And so we will report back to you when we have any updates about that particular license, but the chicken keeping license is not before the board tonight.
Okay, great, thank you. Did you have something to say? Sorry, sir.
That's okay. Go ahead. So I have a couple of questions. My name is Wayne Rose. I live on Revere Street. This is a pamphlet from the city. And so I have a question, Mr. Walsh. The dumpsters throughout the city, they're all permitted, correct? And they all have numbers? Or am I mistaken?
There are licenses issued to dumpsters, yes.
My problem is, I'm going around and I'm finding these dumpsters full of garbage, covers open, overflowing, rat holes all over the place. I'm wondering why we can't send a guy out every week to every single one of these permitted dumpsters and just have them clean up around the dumpsters, causing a big problem in our city. Also, the state yard, which I don't know if you have control over that, but there's thousands of rats there. I can show you videos upon videos. It's on Facebook. There's so many rats down there, it isn't funny. When I say thousands, I mean, there's thousands of rats down there. They carry over 50 diseases. This is a big health issue.
I was in contact, Mr. Rhodes, with DCR yesterday.
You are? Okay.
To address that. And what I was actually down there, what's today, Thursday? I was down there Tuesday night, actually, following up with the food trucks around 8:30. And I noticed what is happening is the Kubota goes up and down the boulevard, emptying the trash barrels on the boulevard, and then they're disposing of that trash in those dumpsters that you're referring to. And I agree, there is a huge issue down there. I was in touch with DCR yesterday, and to get that area cleaned up, there's a bunch of overgrowth vegetation as well, trash and debris on the ground, as well as uncovered dumpsters. So you are right, they were overflowing at 8:30. They were empty yesterday, but they're still not the correct dumpsters. Those are more construction dumpsters and not, the trash coming off the beach obviously contains food and beverage and things that rats like. So
They got to come up with a better solution, Mr. Wells, because to allow these rats just to feed there
I agree.
and live in the bank is not helping anybody. And now they're running across the street into the brand new buildings. I've got video of them running across the street, 2 or 3 at a time. So something more has to be done. Rumney Flats has rats, Carlisle Apartments, Northgate Apartments, Dollar Tree. We gotta get the rats under control. We almost had them under control for a while there. And all of a sudden,
Don't forget, I mean, and it's not an excuse, but that's all marshland there as well. So you know,
I
we,
get that.
I can say we have a new dumpster inspector on staff who is out there 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. So, we've written more dumpster violations in the past month and a half than we probably did in a long time. So,
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
I can assure you that, and I'm not friends with you on Facebook, but I hear about it, and I can assure you that for once, we were ahead of you, with violations being issued to the stuff that you had pointed out.
Okay. I had to go to the state to get somebody to go to the beach.
I got a call from the state, Tuesday.
You got a call from the state
did.
Tuesday. The dumpsters were empty, like you said.
Well, they were not empty Tuesday night when
No,
I
they
was there,
weren't. You're right.
but Wednesday, when I was back down there on Wednesday, and they were emptied.
Also by the Marquee Bridge. I mean, there had to be 100 rats running around that bridge. That's a brand new area. And it's all coming from those two dumpsters. So, and those garbage trucks. There's a City of Revere garbage truck. I don't know if they're leasing it to the state. And then there's also another garbage truck. The rats are drinking water from the belly of them because they pool water in. So I just want the rats cleaned up. That's all I want. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Mr. Wells, if I insulted you, I apologize to you. I just didn't know how to get this done. So I thank you for your help.
I thank you. I appreciate you coming here tonight and clearing the air. And like I said, I can assure you, you know, the violations are being issued. I just want to preface, though, you know, the inspectors don't have a dustpan and broom in the back of their car in cleaning up people's messes.
It's
So
not their job.
exactly. So
Their
what I
job
tell people, unfortunately, and I sound like a broken record when I say this, you know, we don't get instant results, my department, right? We want them because we want instant results because we live in an on-demand world, right? And I say this at a lot of meetings. You call the police department, they show up right away, they help you. You call the fire department, they show up right away, they help you. Yes, we're an enforcing agency. I wish we got on the instant results where things happened right away. You know, a lot of times we have policies and procedures that we need to follow. We need to send letters. A lot of times there's absentee landlords. We need to get in touch with them. We have to send a letter. You know how snail mail works. So it could take us a good week to get in touch with somebody. So, and by the time they receive that violation, and even though one's left on the property, it's an absentee owner, the tenants don't do anything about it, and, you know, it takes a good week before they even finding out about it. So it's a huge frustration on my behalf that we don't get the results. Eventually we get them, but it's not as quick as we would all like.
Send them a couple of $500 tickets, you'll get their results.
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can have an update next meeting about the progress of, you know, the dumpsters and
Please.
hear about, you know, just a little bit more about the rat problem as well. That'd be helpful.
And I will say, you know, the city still offers, when we rolled out our new trash ordinance,
Yep.
under the former administration, you know, I can say we do get a lot less rodent complaints. Is a rodent ever going away? Absolutely not. The complaints have definitely come way down to what they were before our trash ordinance went into place. We've actually had other cities and towns reach out to us about our trash ordinance and how we go about finding and doing all that stuff. So we definitely made a big impact on it. Is it 100%? Of course not. You know, a rodent's never going to be.
Not gonna stop
Is there
them.
still room for improvement? Absolutely. And we continue to work at that all the time. So.
And I just also want to make a comment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Where I was going with this, the city still offers 5 years later free rodent baiting to the homeowners that are experiencing a rodent issue on their property. So,
Right.
I don't know if everybody still knows that.
well, they've done outreach
Yeah.
on it. It's been on Revere TV. We posted about it. It's been on social media. I think the city has definitely done their due diligence of getting it out there 5 years later. If everybody doesn't know, so I had a guy in my office today. He didn't know about the trash. He didn't know about the trash rules. Here we are, you know, something we rolled out in 2018, right? 6 years later, and I didn't know about it. so.
And I will just say too, the dumpster fees and fines that we collect go directly into the rodent program that the city runs. So the money that we're collecting that,
Going back
Mike's,
out.
yeah, it goes directly into trying to mitigate the rodents. So the money is kind of circling through the whole problem, and it goes directly, Paula and I manage that program, the one where residents can call in and get free extermination services for private property. That money comes directly from dumpster fees and license fees every year and fines.
Mr. Lewis, another thing is, behind those new buildings, there's dog feces everywhere. That's food for rats.
Absolutely.
You might want to get it cleaned up. I was back there just last night, along with being in the state yard again. So that's one thing you have to look at also.
We've
because
seen a lot of that on residential properties as well as a big
Yeah, no,
uptick
picking it
in
up.
complaints of dog feces, which is a big attraction to the rodents.
It is.
Yes.
I thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. I think that's going to be it. That's going to conclude this month's meeting. Thank you all. Oh, sorry. Yep, please go ahead. And just please
Different issue. You're a doctor, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I know the answer, but I want to see if you know the answer. Does stress cause high blood pressure?
Does stress cause chronic stress? Yeah, there appears to be a relationship between chronic stress, whether that's, and when we think about chronic stress, that will manifest as,
Well, you answered it, does.
yes.
Okay. The city of Revere has put me in an enormous amount of stress. I filed for an application with, I believe, his nephew Rose, and I got all bogus answers which denied me my license to operate. Now, I believe that, and other things that the city of Revere has done to me has caused an enormous amount of stress. Because I'm an elderly citizen, I'm 92 years of age, and evidently they have a policy when you get to be a certain age, you're not to get a peddler hawker's license because I drive. You understand? Well, I've been getting a peddler hawker's license because I've been in the business for almost 50 years. Now, all of a sudden, there is a law pertaining to peddler hawkers. But at the end of the law, it states on the law that the police chief can, for any reason, not give me a license and deny me the license to send to, deny me the application, a favorable application to send to the Massachusetts Department of Peddler Hawkers. Now, I didn't like the sergeant's reply because it was bogus. What I did was, I gave it to the police chief, who was in direct charge of that particular law. And he, up until today, he has denied me the right to send it to me. I don't care whether he approves or disapproves. I want the license to see what his answer is to me, and if I find that the answer is illegal because I'm under stress, because of these things that are occurring to me, I'll take the appropriate action.
Yeah. I don't know how we can help you in this matter from the Board of Health,
Well,
but
you answered my question.
Okay, all right.
I already know
Okay.
the answer.
Yep.
I want to know if you agree with other physicians, which you do.
yeah, I know.
Okay. Now, I'm under stress because of the conditions that the city of Revere is causing to me.
Right.
Thank you.
I hear that. Thank you. Yep, that will conclude the meeting. Thank you.